I just pressed a button that says go live. Why did dictionary open?
You press go live and we got dictionary.com.
Okay, so we'll close this window down.
Cool.
We're streaming. Hey everybody.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk about my new online class that's launching soon. We're also going to talk about the 1st of October because we wrote and recorded an album yesterday. If you don't know, this is my buddy Rob Scallon.
Hey, everybody.
YouTube.com/Rob Scallon. He makes amazing, all different kinds of music, mainly with lots of strings. And one day a year, we are a band.
Yeah, so we're not a band now.
No.
But yesterday we were.
Done.
And to make the best of it, we record an album in a day. Well, this is our second time doing it. So it's now an annual thing.
Yeah, and it gets a little bit better each year.
Yeah, so far. I think this year last year it was pretty much just mainly we just wanted to see if it was possible at all. This time it went a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Still
a lot of shenanigans and hiccups that we captured on video.
Yeah, so maybe
you'll see
4
in a
tracks.
Couple weeks.
Maybe 3. There were 4 tracks that we had to finish lyrics for in the last half hour, and it ended up being
brutal.
Yeah, I think we did 3 or 4 that were just completely improvised. We're like, let's think of a concept and let's just go. But even with that, it was a lot better than
we wanted to spend. Oh, thank you, Rainbow Dam Productions, for that super chat. We just ate rainbow cake, raindrop cake. We got the name wrong. Yeah. We were at a sushi place and they had this jelly. It's like Japanese and Korean, so I don't know if this is to one of those traditions, but it was like a big drop of water, but it was gooey. Anyway, so off topic. But no, I was saying that the reason that we rushed those last 3 songs was so that we could make other ones really good by putting more time into the ones that we just thought were the strongest. So I think we did end up with some cool sounds.
Yeah, I think the album turned out great.
Yeah,
comes out
I'm really excited. I think it's stronger than the previous one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's coming out on the 26th. A video on each of our channels. Album on all the platforms. 10 songs of just goofing around and a couple really solid tunes as well.
Yeah, some of them are serious songs, for lack of a better word.
I don't think you were there when I was doing the vocals for Valerie.
Yeah, there's 4 of the songs that I didn't hear with vocals on at all. Yeah. Because at the end of the day...
while Rob would be writing, I would be singing and vice versa.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot this time. I'm already really looking forward to next year because I think the first time we learned quite a bit about how to do it. And then this time I think we learned a little bit more in doing this exact type of thing. And I think next year we could do it efficiently enough to where we would have
shout out to Wambra, super chat.
Hey, bit more time.
Awesome that's great, little lyrics. 8-ball eyes, man, yeah.
Nice. Sorry. Also, I think my mom's watching. Hey, Mom.
Terry.
She's in the chat.
Shout out to Rob's mom, Terry.
She's the best.
Who's great. And Strumming Bird as well with the new super chat. Who's got, super chat I just called it, got a question for Rob.
Did you try to sneak the riff that got away into one of the tracks? No, I didn't. But the track which I guess is kind of a sequel to Woo, is kind of a similar thing, maybe. Oh, there's my mom. But yeah, I didn't sneak the riff that got away into there.
Yo, Scott is celebrating 50,000 subs in 5 days.
Scott.
Congrats. What is your channel about? That's awesome. Also, hey, Simon.
You just bought a good amount of advertising on this channel for $2.
I mean, not a bad move.
That's very clever.
Hats off.
Yep.
But no, I was saying when I was recording that song, Valerie, Walter, and Tamara, who were helping us shoot, were I was tearing up a bit. I'm like, oh wow! So we came up with something good, something real.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Next time we'll be smarter about how we organize the day.
Hey, Mom. She said hello.
Yeah, Terry.
Hello, Rob's mom. Everybody say hi to my mom.
And hey, Jordan, I was saying the exact same thing yesterday. It doesn't feel like it's been a year since the last 1st of October.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like it feels like it's shorter. I was saying it feels like it's forever ago.
Well, the things on the internet move so quickly.
I guess it just feels like we've both made so many things.
Yeah, we've made
since then.
Yeah, trying to put out a video. I mean, my goal has been to put out a video a week for a while, and it never. Oh, cool!
Everyone's saying hi to your mom.
That's been the goal, is kind of make a video a week, though it's not actually what I do.
Me too.
But
never
even
happens.
with that, a year of a video a week is 50. Well, I'm not actually doing a lot of videos. I put out a lot. Both of us have put out a lot of videos since then.
But
not
I have put out 4 videos in the last 10 days. Just. I had a whole bunch just saved up, and
that's awesome.
It worked out that they got finished around then. And
yeah, I'm at maybe like 2 or 3 a month. The videos recently have started to get just a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And so one a week isn't possible.
Yeah, so true. So perfect segue. A reason why I've been posting a little bit less this year is because I actually have been making more than the normal amount of videos, and it's all in my course. Yeah. I'm super excited. I just launched an online class with a startup called Monthly, who they do this really cool thing where it's not just like you sign up and you get a whole bunch of videos and hopefully you watch them at some point, but you're actually put in a class with about 20 other students who are taking the class at the same time as you. You can chat. You can take creating, and also that's but yeah, do you have any questions about the class, Rob? Are you going to take the class?
Oh man, it would be super cool to take the class.
So it's interesting, when we're working so much together, I
kind of have access to you more more often than the average viewer.
For sure. But I feel like we've done so much stuff together, and I have no concept, I have a shifting concept of like what your musical background and education is like, because sometimes I feel like we talk about some things and you're like, what's that? And other times I'm like, I had no idea you played the keys so well, and you clearly know what all these notes are and are so comfortable with them. But yeah, how did you learn music?
Oh man.
Oh, also Mike McGuire with the super chat.
We'll get to this.
If I was only allowed one synth or instrument to write a whole song, you know what? I'd just go with the piano.
Yeah.
If it was just one instrument, piano, one synth, the OP1
that makes sense.
is
and
like
then for me, it would just be guitar.
But yeah, no, I still love the piano. I feel like the piano's timeless. I mean, it's been around a few hundred years, but yeah, very expressive.
That would make sense for you, and then mine would obviously be guitar.
Yeah.
Or not, shout out to Pulse. You don't know who I am.
Thanks for the super chat. Yeah. How did you get started learning music? Like, how much of it was on your own versus classes, lessons, or like formal?
I didn't do any formal music education.
Yeah.
We just didn't. Yeah, I remember being a kid and kind of my mom said, "Hey, mom," but we didn't. We decided not to do music lessons. I don't know. I was just really, really into it. I did a lot of stuff. Or I learned a lot online. I think once I really started learning, I was just constantly. I would go to the library that my mom would take me to. Hey, mom.
This is the Terry Scallon live stream.
Yeah, and I would go to ultimateguitar.com and print out tabs.
Oh yeah,
and that was like
that was a great way to
guitar tablature
to learn like
was really good
your
for
favorite
me.
band songs or whatever.
Yeah.
We got a couple super chats. Jace, what's up? Hey, yeah, this is a good question actually. FL2. Oh, you're not saying FL2. You're saying switch from FL to Ableton. Any DAW is great for the class. I'm teaching like principles that apply across the board, including like also different genres and stuff like that too. It's a really kind of holistic approach to music creation. That said, there is a free 30-day trial of Ableton, and 30 days is the exact same length of the course. So if you want to follow with like exactly where the tracks and the effects and all that kind of thing are in Ableton, I will be doing the course in Ableton. And then Ableton is also offering a pretty good discount to any student who's in the class, which is really cool of them. They told me it's actually so good of a discount that I'm not allowed to publicly say how much it is, because the retailers would get mad that they couldn't match it. So I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but what we talked about was like, don't say the amount. So, but it's seriously an unheard of discount on Ableton if you would want to do that.
I've never used Ableton.
Oh, I just blew past a couple of other. Gamer God, how do you make music videos with samples? You know what? It's really...
You're talking to the right guy.
It's really annoying and complicated, and it's just like the thing I figured out, and it's probably actually something that you've already thought of if you've thought of trying to do this, and it's basically there's certain video formats that can be imported into Ableton. I line those up, musically with what I want to do, and then I just export them, and then line it up again in Premiere.
So when you do that, yeah, I've been curious about this too. So if you have 10 samples or whatnot, so you edit with the video, then do you export 10 video tracks and then edit those?
I edit I export the individual tracks for
just like
each track is a sound. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But sometimes Ableton just can't handle video, and you have to export one stem in 4 pieces. It's super.
That would make sense.
Super not fun.
Yeah, we did a video. It was Bohemian Rhapsody made with one note. I forget. It was a few years ago.
That was a good video. Oh my god.
Thank you. But yeah, editing it was just a disaster because we didn't do that, and it probably would have been too much.
Wait. How did you do it then? It was all
just
edited
brute
in Final
force.
Cut? So
no, the music was done in
right, yeah.
a program.
But you're using Final Cut to actually line up all the cuts. Yeah. And then it's a 24 frame rate is not gonna. I've had a long day of being the person who did 1st of October yesterday. So
yesterday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it to a tempo that would be divisible by 24 or whatever frame rate we were doing, so that it wouldn't cause any issues there. Yeah. But it was a few years ago, but it was a nightmare.
Hey, shout out to Minkster. Thank you for the super chat. We have a message retracted super chat. Okay.
All right.
Sorry if I didn't get to you in a super quick amount of time, but FL Studio or Ableton. I'm gonna have to say Ableton, but all the tools that are available these days are amazing, and you can do plenty with any. That kind of rhymed. I like it. What were we talking about before that?
1st of October,
video editing
class.
Stuff. Yeah.
Well, we were getting to my music education, but essentially
you were talking about tabs.
Tabs. And just a lot of throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks.
Did you have any kind of practice routine? Did you just kind of play stuff that you felt like?
Not really. If there was something that I wanted, I guess I kind of learned through songwriting. If I wanted to learn tapping, let's say, or slap bass, whatever, I would then write something that was, if my level of slap bass was here, I would write something that's here, and then just practice it to where I was able to do it. So I would kind of write songs around my skill level.
That's the most important thing I think for students is pushing just at the edge of your abilities, right? Don't play stuff that's just easy for you. Also, don't try and take on crazy challenges where you're just going to get discouraged, but just be pushing yourself little by little.
Yeah, and just build up that foundation of skill. Yeah. Because if you make huge leaps too, you could end up just reinforcing some bad habits as well.
Right. Yeah, I have some bad
that's
habits.
How
with certain guitar
we learned that
things.
too. The first instrument I learned was drums. Right. And as we learned from tracking yesterday, when I get behind the drums, I really like.
Yeah, we played about the same amount of drums yesterday, and then Rob this morning was like, "My arm is killing me," and I was like, "Oh, I feel good."
I don't know why, and it's just because from not having a teacher on the drums, and then getting into a certain way of playing that's probably not a proper technique. But then, it gets into your muscle memory, and it's very hard to change.
Which is why
later.
It's great to have a teacher.
Yes.
Got a couple chats in here. Will I be able to do the class on just an OP1? I would recommend some kind of DAW. We do get into stuff that only a computer can do, more intricate editing and, MIDI notes and that kind of thing. That said, there's a lot of very just general music making principles about theory and how to structure songs and getting inspiration and building on ideas. And so if that's what your kind of chosen form of expression or your favorite instrument, you could do the class with it. I think there would be a handful of DAW specific things that wouldn't apply. Andrew, where do you get all the dope clothes? Wait, was there one before that I missed? Oh, does Ableton Live have video in it if you use MP4? I think MP4 is what I use. I think it's the codec that matters.
H.264.
H.264. Yeah. And clothes-wise, I shop at all the normal places, I guess, for a dude. H&M, Zara, and actually I get a lot of the coolest stuff is on Etsy. I just find like these one of a kind things or things that a person made by hand, which is kind of cool. Yeah,
sweet.
But also, I would say this: every store that I go to that I've gotten clothes from, most of the stuff I hate. So it's also just like, what do you feel like is the thing you want to beam into other people's eyeballs? You know, that's how I do it.
I just wear the same thing in every
and
video,
I love that.
So that
Steve Jobs in it. So much simpler.
Well, here's one.
Why did you guys from Rob?
Hey, Rob.
Why did you guys decide to jump into YouTube as a platform, and would you recommend vlogging for most musicians? We were talking about this earlier today.
Well, I mean, when we jumped on the platform, it was 2000. I started my channel in 2007.
Yeah, it was 2006, but not really posting as much until 2010.
Yeah, it was January 2008 where I decided I'm going to make this my career somehow, which in 2008 was a pretty silly thing to do. I mean, it's still a pretty silly thing to do. Would you recommend vlogging for most musicians?
I think it takes a certain type of personality. Like, whether you're a musician or not, in almost any field, there can be a vlogger for that thing. But
personally, I don't think I would recommend vlogging.
I do think there's something about social media that makes it really effective for sharing stuff in progress. Mm-hmm. Like sharing your process. I say progress, but I say process, which it weirds me out. Yeah. But anyway, that's.
Well, I guess it depends what you mean by vlogging. Like, I guess what the vlogging that you do, that you would consider vlogging, certainly makes a lot of sense for your channel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's hard to say what type of format you would want to use.
I would say I definitely recommend YouTube in some form.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think, I mean, it's the world's second biggest search engine after Google, mm-hmm. so that's like how you can grab a lot of completely random new people.
I mean, that's where everyone is.
Yeah, and it's also just a way that you can structure things. You can make whatever you want and put it out on your own schedule, mm-hmm. which is, even compared to the ways that you can put out music. I guess there's SoundCloud, mm-hmm. but it's not like like the only other people on SoundCloud are other producers. And same with like mm-hmm. distributing your music. Like even getting something on iTunes takes a couple days at least. Yeah. And so there's something about the immediacy of YouTube. I guess I'd put Instagram there, but you're limited a little bit in time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think YouTube just, it's worked out for us, so of course we're gonna be positive about it. But mm-hmm. yeah, I think it's a great place for.
And I guess I would recommend vlogging for music, like capturing your process of making something and then having that be part of the content. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I guess when I first saw vlogging, I thought like daily vlogging.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's definitely a personality type that really enjoys that for sure. But I think for most people, starting like a vlog would probably not be a good idea. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Or am I? Yeah, like it takes over your whole life.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think it should be daily. That's Although I think that trend is kind of gone. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just showing my age here, to where I see vlogging and I think daily vlogging.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as like the little bit of talk to the camera, however, whatever form that might take, I don't think that's bad.
Did we skip a few? Sorry if we missed your.
Yeah, sorry. We're trying to keep up with this chat.
I didn't realize we'd be getting so many super chats.
No, me neither.
I've never done live streaming on YouTube before.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me. You guys are ace. Either of you ever heard of the band Cardiacs? Thanks, Charles.
Thank you
for the super chat. I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
But I guess I'll write it down to check out later.
Yeah.
I'll take that recommendation, super chat. Also, are you guys hearing this little chime noise? Can anyone tell us what that means? Because we can't connect it to anything that's happening.
Rob, do you plan on continuing your interview series similar to the organ player videos? Absolutely. I've been having so much fun with those videos. I think they're some of the coolest things that I've ever worked on. I think we have one. We have one already filmed that hasn't come out yet about the Baroque guitar, which is what a guitar was in the 1600s. It was very interesting, and we have plans to shoot one with the sitar. And yeah, absolutely, I love making those videos.
Yeah.
Another thing that's really fun about those videos, Andrew, is that it's a it's a type of video where the less you prepare, the better the video is.
It's so true. Yeah.
Like, it's way more fun if both me and the audience are learning at the same time throughout the video.
I think no one's coming to YouTube to like watch a presentation that you know was. That just feels like school, but I don't know. There's something way more fun about like, oh yeah, I like this guy. I want to hang out, and we'll like do this thing together.
And it's also just really fun for me because, like with the music video, there's a lot of preparation beforehand before you can get to filming. And with this, the less preparation I do, the better. And it's really fun. And it's been so cool to meet, all these really talented musicians and explore these amazing instruments. So absolutely.
All right, you got a question from Rob. We got a question from an Andrew. Both of you are giant inspiration for me musically. Yeah,
thank you, Andrew.
Like your entire guitar style.
Hey.
This is just a compliment, not a question. Thank you, Andrew.
It's just a compliment. Thank you.
If you happen to just be joining us, we're talking about the 1st of October.
Yeah.
Rob and my band that only exists on the 1st of October. We just recorded a full album yesterday. It's going to mixing and mastering soon, and that's going to come out on October 26th. And we're also talking about my online class, which there's more info about that in the description. And there's also a link, learnmonthly.com/Andrew, if you want to get all the details possible and sign up. But basically, it's a 30-day class starting from October 7th. Enrollment closes Friday midnight Pacific time this week. But yeah, 30-day class where it's like we're all in it together. I'm going to be jumping into the classes, leaving comments and feedback. And you're also going to be in a group of 20 students, so you can like kind of get to know each other, chat about everything that's going on, ask and answer questions, and leave feedback on each other's work. And it's meant to be something that'll push you no matter what skill level you're at to kind of level up and get to that next place on your music making journey, whether you're a songwriter or producer or whatever your kind of musical interest is. If you're interested in getting finished songs, this is kind of the way we've been thinking about the class as we put it together, is like, how can we show someone my entire process where it's like, I don't even have an idea, so where does an idea come from? And then like every single thing that I do along the way to having a thing that I put on Spotify and YouTube and all that. So
and I couldn't think of a better person to take the class.
Thanks, Rob.
Other than Andrew. Seriously.
What was your journey like with, actually wait, I have a really juicy question for you, but I think we have some questions to attend to.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm encouraging a friend to check out the class with me to help him out of a rut. Is it okay if I share some classes? Oh, yeah, no. I think like the
I said yeah as if I have
learned some stuff, please like share it. I really want to make this kind of knowledge accessible. That's why I uploaded the full theory bonus lesson into just on my main channel for free. Just because that was like, I could really quickly and easily teach so many people about some of these fundamental music theory things. So yeah, happy to share the knowledge. The reason the course costs a bit of money is because it's a lot of time for the team involved, and we're just trying to make something really intensive and special. I spent more time working on this year than any other project on my plate, and we think we made something really cool. But yeah, I wanted to ask you...
It's a juicy question.
Wait, we have one more thing here.
Yeah.
You gotta get
I'm not really sure.
From Matt?
From Matt.
What's up, Matt?
Hello, guys. My question is for Rob. How can I get better on guitar having 2 hours of free time? I think I said that with a weird inflection. 2 hours of free time and can't afford a school.
I'm going to assume that's 1 or 2 hours a day?
Yeah,
probably?
Yeah. 1 to 2 hours a day is definitely a good amount of practice time.
I used to teach guitar when
I was a guitar teacher for a while,
when I was in high school, and most of my students barely practiced. So if you're willing to put that 1 or 2 hours in, I think that's great. But
yeah, I'm not quite sure how to answer that. I think that's maybe they just mean barely any free time. I mean, I guess just fill the free time with playing guitar.
Yeah. What would you say about approaching improving on guitar?
Oh man,
what was
I don't know. There's so many resources now. Where when I started, it was again just write. If I wanted to learn something, I would write a song around that skill, or just find tabs for songs I want to learn, or Guitar Pro is really helpful.
Actually, now writing something around a skill is such a cool idea, because you're like not only learning that skill, but you're getting better at your songwriting craft. And there's a lot of amazing guitar players that can only play like famous songs. It's like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
But if you're also, I think there's something great to be developed if you're working on your original.
Yeah, I think if you have a short amount of time, I think what you should do is you should commit to, like we were doing, write a song in that time, and
trying to write a full song will really quickly show you like what your problem areas are. If that's a word you use for that, like where you could most kind of focus on.
Yeah, I think given that, again, I would kind of need more information for a more particular, but I think with that amount of free time, you could absolutely get better at guitar pretty quickly, especially if you have 1 to 2 hours a day. Absolutely. I don't know, figure out what style you want to learn, and then just commit to trying to write some tunes around it. And I also don't know your skill level, so like it's hard to say, but I think learning through learning through writing was certainly helpful for me.
Oh, shout out to Tiernan. Thank you for that super chat. Okay, juicy question for you.
Okay.
What was your journey like going from, starting to get interested in music and you're learning instruments and stuff, to figuring out songwriting and finishing tracks, which I think is kind of its own skill that every musician, needs to work on, as well as just their instrument or all that.
I don't think I was really good at finishing songs until I had an actual deadline. Like there was something else.
True.
Where, like when I don't know, if there's some type of restriction, whatever it may be, is when I would start actually finishing music rather than just riffing. But I don't remember. Again, it was so long ago. I don't know.
You just kind of like got further and further with it.
Yeah, I would write riffs, and then I would, for a little while, I would have other musicians finish the song pretty much, because I would bring that riff to a band.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing it on my own, I don't know. I think once I start tweaking to the point where the tweaks aren't making any substantial difference, then I know that it's done.
Like,
maybe that's a better answer.
That's true. Knowing when you're done is big. We just got a massive super chat from Avel. I can translate your videos to Spanish. That could be super cool. If you go to my YouTube channel description, you can find an email address. I would love to talk about that, because I actually recently was just thinking like that needs to start happening on my channel. And I've been so busy with everything to make it happen. But I would love for my videos to be available in more languages. And Strumming Bird.
It's a cool name.
You made music with Peter McKinnon's Coffee. That's awesome. He and I wanted to do that, and we just never found time to. I think in one of his videos where we were hanging out, we were like, we're gonna make coffee music. We haven't been able to make that happen. Thank you, Alfie, for the super chat.
Thank you, Alfie.
And Scott, we've got how to mix audio. Mixing. I guess I'm not sure what you mean. You're saying a Rode Mic Pro, which makes me think like a video microphone. Right? Because you use the Rode Video Mic Pro.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, so
I don't know.
Mixing
the same way you would
for
mix
me is like really laborious still, even after all these years. And I know you're not a big fan of it.
Well, it's not that I don't. Pretty much anything in post-production with music or with video, I'm not really that interested in. I love writing music. I love filming. I love writing scripts. All that type of stuff. But then once we get into post, I'm not that interested, and I'm not that good at it.
For me, I'll say like EQ and compression are the big tools to just really get super familiar and natural with as far as mixing. And then it's entirely about using your ears. If it sounds good, it is good. We do go over a lot of this stuff in my class. I mix 3 different genres of songs, like from start to finish, right in front of you. I would also say something that I do, if you're talking about mixing a video where you have like background music and you're vlogging, sometimes I will actually EQ the background music. I'll just take like a bunch of treble off the background music so that my voice pops through more. I always compress my voice in my videos. I know a lot of YouTubers just kind of take the audio off the camera and they get what they get. But yeah, being a music channel and like a music audio nerd, I definitely always take that extra step. I have like defaults set up in my Premiere to always compress the vocal.
Recently, I've been having Rob Arusha do all the audio for the longer videos.
Oh yeah,
so Jake will handle the video.
Rob Arusha recorded 1st of October.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of my videos.
And
he's awesome.
Plenty of Rob's channel stuff.
And so for the longer videos, Jake's been handling the video edit, and then he'll send all the audio to Rob Arusha, and then he works a lot of magic and really puts it under a microscope. But that's different, you know. That's not really. It's more for video, not music.
We got
another one.
Big question from
so
Jack.
Many super chats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seriously, thanks, guys. Advice for a music channel to grow these days.
Seems hard with so many great YouTube musicians, especially with basic gear, working around work, family, life, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when my channel grew the most, it was like dedicated schedule, which for me happened to be every Monday, every Thursday.
Yeah, when you start off.
Which just forces you to make a lot of stuff, which forces you to get better. And you put what time into it you can.
Yeah, and if you have like a new product, so to say, like your channel is a product, people are a lot more likely to subscribe to it and keep watching if they can expect regular new stuff.
Yeah.
And so having a back catalog of a lot of videos that are coming out regularly is really important for that.
Yeah.
That being said, it's really hard, but consistency, especially at the beginning, is really key. I would say if you could find something that you feel like you would want to watch on YouTube but isn't currently there, then make that thing. Like find a niche that you would want to create stuff for.
Yeah, and then another thing is like, especially when you're growing, and I'm kind of, I feel fortunate I don't have to do this all the time now, but using the trending topics as video content, like if a song is super huge right now, like I probably, if I was smart, should have done a video about Old Town Road, but life was busy.
I don't know, but even that, like, maybe the covers route of growing a YouTube channel, that might be already like behind us.
I don't even mean covers though, but you could do like Old Town Road remix or like Old Town Road if Shrek sung it in a tunnel, or I don't know.
In a tunnel.
But yeah, there's like that angle to it, and other trending stuff would be like if you were really interested. I know you said you have basic gear, but like the next time maybe you upgrade to something, if it's new, other people are going to be searching for it, and they're searching for authentic reviews. Actually, MKBHD also used to review. He reviewed stuff just because it was what he had, and other people who were interested in that thing, even though it was 5 years old, would still find his videos. So I guess those would be the tips.
Jeez, we're missing on some other super chats here.
I think we can catch up on these quick. Video Mic Pro always sounds gross. I'm not sure that I feel that way about it. Maybe it's about the room that you're in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the mic that I use as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with mine.
Yeah.
I would just guessing. Maybe
it could be that you don't have that. It might be. We always use the plus dB switch. Plus 20 dB.
A pro tip with the Video Mic Pro.
And without that, depending on the camera you're using, the noise floor could be really, really high.
Yeah.
So that might be it. It might be really noisy.
Use plus 20 dB on the Video Mic Pro, but then turn the internal camera audio volume as low. Well, not as low as possible, but to like 2 or 3. Pretty low.
I put it actually as low as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, because like hiss and noise drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So I take the lower signal with less noise. Then
there you go.
Yeah. Also, I sometimes laugh right in front of the mic, so we have to have it as low as it can be.
Yeah. You don't
for
like
not
that
to distort.
Clipping audio meme aesthetic.
Yeah.
The price of the course in 2020. So we haven't decided. We are saying this is early bird pricing right now because it's the first time we're doing it. It's the launch round. However, I was talking with someone from the monthly team, Max, recently, and we think we want to kind of just regularly be able to offer a discount so that you can like reserve a spot. It's not just going to be like crazy expensive all of a sudden and completely inaccessible. That's not what I would want. SM7B tips I can quickly do. I love this mic. I've been using it all the time, but it is, well, the only tricky thing about it is that it's low level, so it's really about getting either this thing called the Cloud Lifter that gives you extra volume, or I've been using a lot of different universal audio interfaces, which just allow you to crank it with a lot of clean gains. So, yeah. What's the the biggest question ever?
Rob, why do you have multiple computer mice and only one visible iMac in your videos? That's a great question. So next up we have...
Oh wait, I think this one. How much
we didn't do this one yet.
This is a big question. Yeah, from...
Yeah, sorry, we're just getting a lot of
questions. We're going to try and catch up on these super chats because I think they're definitely a lot of great questions coming in. Sunlit Saber, how much of the class or each of the 3 tracks will be focused on mastering? So in the class, it's broken down into 3 parts. Each part is a different song that I made like while I was filming the class so that you could see literally every part of my process. So I do the full mastering session on video for you for all 3 of those songs. So there's like a more electronic EDM-y song. There's kind of like a chill, not quite lo-fi, but like beat-driven groove, sample-based song. And then the 3rd song was meant to be like vocals and live instruments forward. It turned into kind of a pop, rock, funk thing when I was writing it. But the way that I show almost all the principles is in such a way that it could apply to any genre. So yeah, I walk you through everything I do for mastering, kind of the general ideas about it, as well as the specific plugins that I use and even the exact settings that I use on them and how I kind of go through it with mastering songs.
Someone asked, teach me how to play Rain on Expert. I actually have a video on how to play that song, and I'm sure that you can do it. The really fun thing about that song is that it sounds really difficult and complex, and it's pretty simple.
Oh man!
I'm sure with like a little bit of practice, I'm sure you could do it.
It's there's a secret.
I don't know how to do it on Expert though.
Question from Sean. How are you liking the Genelec 8351s? Yeah. So and you signed up for the class. Awesome. Oh, I think I knew that because we talked before about that on Twitter or Patreon. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I just got some new monitors. I got some Genelecs. It was just time to upgrade. I've been using my Tenoys for a very long time, and I was like, at a point where I was ready to kind of level up in that area as far as just, my mix goes and my monitoring. So yeah, they sound awesome. The cool thing about them is that you can play a sine wave sweep, and it just detects what your room is bouncing back.
That's cool.
And so it just makes these micro adjustments, or if in some cases it's necessary, like bigger adjustments to the actual EQ of each individual monitor, so that at your listening position you get like a perfect flat response, rather than like, if your room accentuates a certain frequency or is like super echoey on something. It's a better listening experience. So that's been really cool, and I definitely noticed the difference having that.
Awesome.
Andrew Hume.
How do you recommend promoting music? Love you guys. Thank you, Andrew. And is that Vsauce in your... How do you recommend...
Promoting music.
That's a tough one. I think that when I started first getting my YouTube channel out there, which again was a long time ago, so that might be kind of dated, but it was right when YouTube started cracking down on copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So this was a while ago. And I reached out to just every channel I knew that had an audience, and I was like, hey, I'll make music for your channel. Just shout out my channel was my thing. I think that's how I first started growing the channel. But that's, who knows if that'll work.
The one thing that I'll say that I think will stand the test of time for a while is trying to provide value when you're promoting something, because you are like marketing something. You are trying to get the word out about your product, but instead of just being like, hey guys, listen to my thing, or like, hey guys, here's a link to my new music video, like, can you do something that gives something to the audience who's going to have this show up in their feed, and not necessarily in a way where it's like I don't know. I talk about giving something, but that thing that you give could just be entertainment value.
Yeah.
Like it could be a really fun post instead of just putting your link up and saying, hey, please check this out. You could do like a contest. I think there's a lot of, it's just about being creative. And trying to think about what the experience would be like for the person who you're hoping to share your music with.
Yeah, it's a pretty loaded question. It's hard to say. I think we could talk for 5 hours on that exact.
That is helpful. It's Ruben.
If you can find a niche that needs that, that a need for a certain type of music that isn't being filled, and then create that and then bring it to that audience. But again, that's really,
well, actually,
really vague.
Here's a case in point, and maybe we're getting too meta or like pulling the curtain back too much with this. But like, I'm live streaming right now to promote the album that Rob and I made and the class that I'm launching. But I'm not just like making this all about that. Like, we want to have fun. We want to hang out with you guys. We want to take your questions and provide value, hopefully in entertainment as well as in like the actual advice that we could share, the knowledge that we could drop here.
Yeah, but even that, how do you go from 0 to having? What would be if you were starting your career right now?
Yeah.
How would you go about promoting your music?
I think I would still do the kind of thing that I had, the kind of thing that I did to get to where I am, which is a lot of ridiculous stuff. You know, like covering songs with balloons and sounds I could make with pants.
Yeah, that would probably be.
You know, that's just a thing that I found that has become a bit more of a thing now, and maybe it wouldn't work as well these days. But it's, you know, finding something that is a little bit different or weird or new, and that is part of what gets you excited, and having something that grabs people's attention. I guess. At the end of the day, it is like that's on the marketing side more than on the music creation side. But I think if you get creative with it, you can have a lot of fun with that as well.
All right, we got quite a lot of chats.
From Ruben, will you be doing the monthly class more than once? And for the both of you, how are you doing today? I'm doing great.
We're doing good.
I have a lot of fun when streaming. The monthly class, I really want to do it like 3-4 times a year, maybe a little bit more than that. We definitely won't do it again until 2020. Just really want to make sure the first one is great, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, definitely, I really want to make this a regular thing. From Blockjock. Love you guys so much.
Blockjock.
Yay, so excited for the new album. Yeah, and the chorus. Yeah. How do we get the Ableton discount? So once you're enrolled, you will get a message, and actually, I'm not totally clear if it's right away or towards the end of the course. Maybe that's something we can find out, Bowser.
Sorry,
how does the Ableton discount come into play?
Oh, it'll be, you'll get a 30-day free trial of the full version.
Yeah.
When you enroll, and then at the end of the course, if you want to buy it after you've tried it out and see
Cool.
if you like it, you get the discount.
Cool. So if you didn't hear that, there's a 30-day free trial of Ableton. I think the full thing is available to anybody, but you'll get that at the start of the course, and then at the end of the course, if you decide you do want to buy Ableton, you can get that nice discount on it with like an individual code. Message to you at the end of the class.
This is the next
one from Elijah. Struggled with writing verses for the last few years. I can write a great chorus and a great bridge, but the song always dies at the verse. Do you ever struggle with this, and how do you get past it? Yeah. That's a good
question for you.
I think that verses...
we did write a lot of verses
yesterday. Wrote a lot of verses yesterday. Yeah. Because you didn't specify, I'll talk about this both as far as
some more deep.
As music and lyrics. So the way that I think about song structure is lyrics, you really tell the story, you really paint the picture, you get into the details. It can be a bit more expository maybe. The chorus is like kind of summing up the song. I would say it probably doesn't have that much story in it at all. It's really more about the feeling. It's about some kind of encapsulation of the whole energy or spirit of the song. And then the bridge is sort of like a new perspective that comes in to just kind of create a deeper experience of whatever that story or whatever that feeling is. So that's sort of how I think about approaching them, which I have found helps me just, when I'm sitting down and deciding if I'm writing a verse or a chorus. Musically, it's very typical for the verses to be more chill. I do try to think about what kind of musical themes I can establish there that can play throughout different parts of the song, or maybe there's something from a later part of the song, from a chorus or a bridge, intro or whatever, that can feed into the verse and make it kind of more cohesive across the whole song. Definitely a question that's putting me on the spot. Verses always dies at the verse. I wonder if you're feel like you can write a great chorus and great bridge, and then you're trying to write the verse after that. Something that sometimes is interesting to do is if you've got a chorus and you think it's great, pretend that it's a verse. And if that's the verse, what would the chorus to that be? Like, could you go even bigger and more rich with another section? Because I've totally, actually, case in point would be my song Yours, which is like one of my bigger singles from the past year. The verse from that was actually the chorus originally. I just had the melody, and I was like, oh, this would be a really fun chorusy thing. I was going to sing it an octave higher. And then as I kept developing that song, it turned into the verse, and I think it's a stronger, catchier verse for that. But yeah, hope some of that helped you. Another question from Sean. Question about vocals and confidence. It's my weakest point. So what are some exercises you use to build confidence for a vocal performance? Do you do any vocal warm-ups?
No, I'm a horrible singer.
You sing great, though. You got that, like, the song you did yesterday about, like, I was wrong, I want to, or whatever. I think that's, like, classic, like, indie rock.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a good singer, but I do enjoy singing from time to time. So I don't know. I think it's that's more something for you.
So there's definitely things that just physically help with singing. And like, don't do what we did yesterday, which was yell all day, and then try to write 5 songs and record all the vocals in one take. But like, look up warm-up exercises you can do that strengthen your diaphragm. I feel like such a music teacher right now, but it's all about the diaphragm. Singing from, like, breathing into your stomach more than your chest, and having more power there that supports your voice. And exercises that just, like, force you to use that, like, zzz, the fly, like, making that sound through your teeth, doing the kind of sweep through your full range, you know, getting all that stuff flowing, warming up before singing takes or before performing. That's super big. And then just, like, room temperature water, maybe a little bit of lemon, maybe a little bit of honey.
Something that I always remind myself, and again, I'm a horrible singer, but I find that when I am singing for different projects, I'm always just reminding myself to relax.
So true.
That's all. That always helps me a lot. Like just the other day when we were finishing "Don't Go," I was recording my singing for that, and I did the first few takes, and I was like, I really want this song to be good. I really like this song. Don't mess up. Okay, let's do this. And then I tense up, and then my first 2 tracks were garbage. And then after that, I was like, I just reminded myself, I'm just gonna relax. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. Not gonna tense up. Just relax.
So
my whole thing, and then that was a much better performance.
Flow out of you.
Yeah, and still, you know, it's quite an uphill battle for me at least. But that's something that, for me personally, for my vocal performance to go from here to here, I just need to continue reminding myself to just relax.
Oh, I think that's, like, universal. I mean, I don't think any, you know, pro singer is, like, up there, like, so like,
but they wouldn't need to remind themselves. You know, where I do. Yeah.
We got a question from Lodoff. You're from France. It's not important at all to be in the same time zone as me for the class. All the video lessons are pre-recorded, so you can work through them at your own pace, fit them to your schedule. We do recommend finishing certain ones by certain days where you're going to have projects to do. Oh, yeah, find the next one. But, other than that, you know, all the class stuff, the chat, and, you know, getting feedback and stuff, it's happening online, and it doesn't have to be live. So any time zone will do. Another question from Rud3. Will we be creating tracks from scratch, or do we have the option to expand upon existing ideas or project assignments? I structured the course in such a way to be as accessible as possible, including to beginners. So there's, like, bonus video lessons about DAWs and music theory for people who are coming at it completely new, because I did want to have this be something that would meet you at the level that you're at and push you forward. So in the class, because I'm creating songs completely from scratch in order to show my complete method, that's how we structured the assignment. So it'd be like, oh, this is how Andrew got an idea. You try and get an idea like that. But, you know, we really want to make this just work for you, and it's not like you're getting graded or anything like that. If you go into the class with some ideas that you want to work on and use the things that you're learning to flesh them out, you should totally do that. Great question, though.
Though getting a grade from you would be really fun. There's just, you come up with a lot of fun ones.
Question from Strumming Bird. Would you say the biggest thing is to have fun when making a video? Hell yeah. Like running around a soccer field smacking the ball with a bass guitar. That sounds like a Rob Scallon way to have fun.
The biggest thing is to have fun while making a video. It's definitely a plus. Certainly, if you're enjoying yourself, then the audience can enjoy themselves along with you. Yeah. Certainly.
That's one of the main things I remember from when we did the first of October.
Yeah.
You
especially doing that type of content.
Yeah. It was kind of like not a pep talk at the start of the day, but I remember you reminded everybody let's just have fun because it's gonna make it a better video no matter what.
Yeah, it might be a total disaster. But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
So.
And, of course, unless, I don't know, you're making some kind of different, crazy, serious content, maybe I guess
there's probably some stuff where it would be better that you're not having a good time.
But no, I think generally, if you enjoy it, it'll come across so much in the final product. Cool. Oh man, I keep thinking we're through them and
there's
we can
so many. I haven't done any live streams. I haven't done any live streaming on YouTube.
Oh damn!
And it's kind of overwhelming.
Scallon, live streaming debut.
There's hundreds of ones that we just can't get to.
It's so hard to keep up with. Yeah.
So sorry,
this
we're not getting
there. Somehow even worse than my inbox. Scar My Guitar asks, collab on a song. I don't know if that's for you or me.
Scar My Guitar. Collab on a song with us.
I'm closed for collabs right now, unfortunately.
Yes, so pretty much my only collabs right now are with you.
I know. It's so sad. So honestly, I go through, people tag me sometimes on Instagram with things that they've created, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, especially when I do, for me, it's the musician content. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Some of the responses are so good.
And I feel like, on the one hand, it's so cool that we just have all this connectivity with the internet, and I can check out 100 different people's work, and it's so cool. But then at the same time, there's no time to actually get to know everybody and work on stuff, or
Yeah. Sorry, Scar My Guitar. I don't think either of us are available.
Yeah.
Good luck with it though.
Yeah, for real. A question from Joe. If you make improvements to the course after the first one, will earlier students get access to them? Yeah. So this is something I've thought about. If you sign up for the course, you do have access to the course materials for the rest of time. It's just that you have the videos, you have the lesson notes. So I would imagine that if there were, if I wanted to make a little addendum to a lesson or something, that would update in the, we're getting confirmation that is indeed the case. Yeah. So if we make an update to this course, you will get notified of that new content, you'll fully have access to it. I will say there's been a little bit of talk about doing a different kind of course way down the line. If that were the case, it would be here's a different course. Here's Andrew teaching you modular synthesis, the thing that I want to do that probably is way too niche. But as an example, yeah.
I'd love to do a course on how to rollerblade.
Rob's got to his rollerblade.
Yeah.
I would take that.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about how if we could just have if we could just clone ourselves and pursue all these other things, I would love to start up so many YouTube channels as well as one just completely devoted to rollerblading.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you were saying today, if you had another lifetime, you would just you'd be the best drummer you possibly could be.
Yeah, I would love to be able to completely devote myself to just become the best drummer I can possibly be.
Yeah.
But I
Too
can only
much to do.
Yeah.
I can't even collab with Scar My Guitar. Yeah. How am I going to rollerblade and become the world's best drummer?
I want both of those things. Yeah. There's also every now and then I'll stumble upon something and I'll be like, oh my God, that would make for a great YouTube channel. When I was filming with Brandon, the Theorbo player.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking with him and it would be so incredible if he'd completely devote himself to a channel about early music, talking about musical instruments from the 1600s, or just that whole Theorbo, just the history of stringed instruments. It would be so cool. And if I had another clone of me, I would completely devote myself to that channel because I'd love to do it.
Yeah, it's so tough, man. You can't even listen to all the music you want to listen to, read all the books you want to read.
Yeah.
I saw a question about XO. And yeah, I still use XO.
So
Sometimes I forget about it, but it's a great plugin for sorting through drum sounds just by listening to them rather than like digging through folders and stuff. I'm just trying to like get to as many questions as we can now since we made it through the super chats for a little bit. Oh, here comes
not anymore.
Oh, I'm so annoyed because it should have been Rob Scallon Huangs. Thanks, Erhan. Well,
yeah, we missed out on an opportunity there.
We'll have to stream again. What would you choose between guitar or keyboard? Okay, well,
guitar or keyboard, right?
Guitar. I'm a better guitar player than I am a keyboard player, but I think keyboard, as far as like getting the foundation of kind of music theory and seeing all the notes in front of you, I don't know. I think that's
I would agree.
Showing them, but yeah, they're
the guitar is the best.
It's definitely the best two
Obviously.
instruments to take. Yeah, take them both. Did we miss another Soups chat?
No, I don't think we did. Did we? No, yeah, we
from
only got this one.
Technicbot. Question about VCV Rack. Oh man,
I don't know what that is.
VCV Rack is super cool. Yeah, so I use it a lot. If I'm away from my studio, but I have my laptop and I'm like, I just want to do modular synth stuff. It's basically a free modular synth program. I did shout it out actually in my free Music Tools 2019 video or whatever that one was called. And it's incredible. Like if you're interested in synthesis and especially modular synthesis, like it's just a whole bunch of free software modules, and they have some that you can buy, but there's so much available that's just free, and you can just mess around with sounds, learn how to do modular, and it's super fun for people like me who are super nerdy about synths. Do you know how to record it into a DAW? There is I can't remember what they call it. There's some kind of bridge, might be called, bridge module between VCV and DAWs, and I think also there's a plug-in version of VCV. Look that up, but I haven't done it recently myself. Question from Legitocracy. Do you have an early favorite song on the new album?
Oh,
can we?
Well, there's a few that I would pick from, but off the top of my head, ravioli.
There's a pretty clear winner here.
There's a song about ravioli.
Pay those high prices for that ravioli.
Ravioli now.
Just a little teaser for you. Rob wrote an incredible song about big ravioli, the corporate ravioli lobby.
Too high.
The economy is not ready to handle these kinds of ravioli prices.
It's definitely the silliest song on the album, which currently probably makes it my favorite.
Well, I don't know. We have the song about selling Halloween costumes.
Oh, that's pretty silly too.
We have a song about Ben Wyatt loving calzones.
Yeah. Well, that's just telling people the truth. That's just telling it how it is.
That's how it is. Very much. Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I think Ravioli is probably the funniest song.
I love it so much. Yeah, that would be favorite. And then also there's a song called Valerie, which is just like pretty. It's really nice. It's the Don't Go of this
probably
album, if you like Don't Go from last 1st of October's album.
Probably Ravioli is going to be the most. The craziest.
Oh, Jace, this is a great question. Can I post progress from the course on my channel? I think that'd be cool. Awesome.
That'd be super cool. I say that as if I'm part of the course.
Oh, and shout out to, what was that? Guitar Alex Rock 101. Thanks for the super chat. I mean, I think that would be great. That's kind of like what we were encouraging musicians earlier to do as far as like vlogging or starting a YouTube channel as a musician. Like that would be the perfect kind of content. Like people love seeing videos that are like my 15-year singing transformation or like that kind of thing. But even smaller kind of improvements of like, oh, this is what I learned, I'm going to try and apply it. Like I do kind of stuff like that on my channel as well.
Ravioli, give me the album-oli. That's where we came. That's reference. Why I played a riff that was da 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 doo, and it was like a ravioli, and then I said exactly that. Ravioli, give me the formioli, and that's
how we end the song.
Yeah, because with doing the album in a day thing, it's like whatever's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah. And if it makes you laugh or you like it, you just have to roll with it. And it just happened to be right before we got to that song.
Every idea you say no to is wasted time.
Yeah.
Is there a Don't Go to My House on
you know what? There is kind of a sequel.
Would that be the Halloween one?
Yeah. Because I forget. We did it so quick because in Don't Go to My House, it was Greg who didn't want to my house. And this time, it's a story about someone going to people's houses and someone does not want them there.
Yeah.
And then we reveal
Turns out it's Greg.
Yeah, and then we reveal that it's Greg. So actually, there is kind of a sequel.
There is a sequel.
There is kind of a sequel to Don't Go to My House.
Oh, man. What do you suggest for someone who has a disconnect between technical skills and conceptual creative skills? I mean, this is the tough love answer, but it's work on the technical skills. I don't know, if you're coming at it from producer or musician or artist or what it is, but it's definitely about putting in the time where you feel that you're lacking. I find, setting up deadlines or like kind of weekly projects or certain times of day that I would focus on specific things can be a help with that, but just like choosing like, okay, I need to get better at my hi-hat sound sculpting. Just like, okay, that's what I'm doing for 2 hours. I think that's...
Is there a spoilers for Playdance Inside Part 2?
Did
no.
they make a new Inside yet?
No. That same company is working on another game, though, and I'm very excited, but I have no idea what it's called or when it will come out.
Tips on not wearing your ears out during sessions. I take a lot of breaks, actually, these days. Even if it's just like, walk around the house, make a cup of tea. You kind of have to. I find I used to just like sit there in front of my computer and I'd be blasting sound at myself for like 4 hours at a time, and I don't think I ever do that anymore. Like I'll definitely have music up. Sometimes it'll be loud, sometimes not. But I'm probably not for more than like 45 minutes at a time am I actually like going really hard on something, because I'll stop, I'll think about it, I'll go do something else. Even for like a few minutes to just reset.
Yeah, because with music or with video editing, if you're staring at the same thing over and over again, it's going to change your perception of it. Yeah. And so often what I'll do is, this is a bit different. I don't do too much post with music, but I usually have quite a few projects I'm working on at once. Mm-hmm. And so I'll go from one, and then once I start feeling like my perception of the video or song or whatever it is being altered by my repetition of it, then I'll move on to another one. Yeah. Then another one. Then by the time I get back to that, it's kind of fresh ears. Totally. But yeah, breaks are also very important.
Yeah.
So
I do that all the time too. There was a question. Okay. If you're just joining us, talking about 1st of October, our one-day-a-year band, and my new online class, which you can learn more about at learnmonthly.com/Andrew. I wanted to answer a question that has continued to come up, which is that any DAW is fine in the class. I'm teaching it in Ableton. Through the course, you can get a discount on Ableton, but you don't have to use that at all. You can definitely, there's free ones that we suggest in the course, and if there's one you're already comfortable with, the stuff that I'm teaching is kind of general principles that are meant to apply across the board.
Someone says 1st of October tour. I can't see the name.
You know what? We threw Phaserville. Yeah. We threw so many ideas around for 1st of October. Like, man, could we have
much potential
vinyl ready to get pressed at the end of the day? Do a tour, like have the dates booked before we've even written the songs.
That would be really funny. And I was kind of considering it, and it'd be really funny as a gag. For like every day you see 1st of October is the 1st of October. So we would start every show with like, so who's ready for Halloween in 29 days?
I love that so much.
But once we got down to any of the reality of going on tour, we just definitely don't have time. Yeah. Touring is really hard. Also, if we're going to do it real 1st of October, it would just be a one-day tour. We would have to tour just in that, because we're only a band for that one day.
We could tour as a cover band.
Oh yeah, you're right. We as
get up on stage
could
like,
tour
sorry
as
that
1st of October.
Of course, 1st of October
band.
couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah,
but
it's not that day.
we're gonna do our best. We're gonna pay tribute to those two awesome guys from 1st of October.
Well, that's kind of what we do with Don't Go on my channel.
Yeah,
we're doing a 1st of October cover. Well, but it was uploaded on the 1st, but we didn't make it on the 1st of October. Yeah, so it's a cover of that band.
Kev Gamer learned to play Don't Go on piano. That would be great on piano.
Yeah.
Great job.
Super cool. Do you have a video of it?
Yeah, that'd be cool. There was a question about audio interfaces that mentioned Focusrite line, which I do think Focusrite probably makes one of the best lines of affordable audio interfaces. I've been using Universal Audio ones for a long time because I find for their price point, the preamps are really, really great. And they also, I don't know if you might be familiar with this, there's Universal Audio plugins, which are really, really great, and they are powered by the interface. So it's kind of like a dongle, but it does the DSP processing in the audio interface rather than taxing your computer. So it's like that kind of thing. I'm not as familiar with other brands of audio interfaces these days now.
Got a new super chat. Nate asks if he can have your entire modular system.
Well, one day I'm gonna die, and then I think
put it in the will
what
that
should
Nate
happen is we like hide it somewhere and leave a trail of clues to it.
A trail
and
of
whoever
modules.
can find it and actually transport it can have it. It might have to be like a fight to the death or something. But,
he also asks, if not, what modules would you recommend starting off with?
Yeah, so I gotta say, Busy Circuits is a company that makes really great like bang for your buck modules, and it's not like bang for your buck where you're like, oh, I got the cheap version of a thing that does a bunch of stuff, but it's like they're some of the most respected modules out there, but they just like pack so much into a small thing without it being like finicky to use, like really smart design. So I would say look into Busy Circuits. So like Pamela's new workout, MCO is a really good VCO oscillator. And then other good starting modules. I mean, it's such a tough question because it really depends what you want to get out of modular. But yeah,
I wouldn't know.
I'm like looking at you, like help me out, Rob. Wait a second.
I don't know.
Look into Busy Circuits. Other companies that like have a lot of great stuff, really inspiring stuff, I would say, are IntelliGel, Make Noise, and Mutable. But yeah, again, like, one thing I would just say is like go in with a focus in mind. Like, don't just be like, oh, I want like the crazy do everything machine, but think about like, oh, I want a modular that's going to process my guitar. I want a modular that's going to be able to make like acid jams. I want a modular that's going to be a cool drum machine. Like having that kind of focus really, really helps when you're trying to build your first synth.
Yeah, guitar pedals are kind of my version of modular.
Oh, yeah. Just getting into those pedals after
especially
world record for largest pedal board.
Especially after
Guinness
doing
certified.
that.
Yeah.
Especially after doing that, because they gave me one of the boards. I have the 6th board of the world's largest pedal board, and since adding that, I've been using it a lot more, and have since bought a pedal even after getting the world record for the largest pedal board. So it's a slowly building collection.
Got a question from M. Thiel Salvo. I'm a dulcimer player. You sent dulcimer clips for a fan mashup a couple years ago. If that's what I'm thinking of, then yeah, that made it to the channel, and that was super fun. You interested in doing more folk, country, bluegrass infused stuff?
Me?
I do love all those genres.
Sorry, I was reading.
I mean, it says,
comments.
"Hey guys." I love those genres. I was just plucking away at Rob's banjo earlier today. I guess it's not my focus right now. I've been going into kind of like weirdo electronic pop. I don't know if I will do that much more on it. I think it's a flavor that'll come in now and then.
Yeah.
But I used to pursue it a bit more. Like if you listen to the albums that I did, autumn, winter, spring, summer, the seasons albums, that's
very
kind
folky.
of like where I was pulling a lot of folk in. Maybe not any bluegrass, but a little bit of folk and country. I think what I decided for myself is that those aren't my biggest strengths or interests.
Oh, yeah?
So like I'm not really gonna probably ever make like here's a folk record ever again. But I think
I'm very interested in folk music, but the genres that I'm working on, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't think I make much of a conscious decision to work on one genre or the other with me personally.
Here's the comment of the night.
Can't believe
Rob's wearing a different hat.
Yeah. I was wearing the other one all day yesterday. It's kind of a silly thing.
I watched Rob pick up that hat
put it on,
the stream.
And it's like it's kind of hot in here.
I think
I'm
you
just gonna wear my.
I watched him pick it up and like hold it up.
I don't think I smelled
and then
it.
And then he put it down. He was just like gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a great
well,
moment.
Because of the 1st of October shoot yesterday, I was wearing it all day long.
Under the lights.
Bright lights. Yeah. So it's a silly thing. I'm really happy for it when I'm like filming outside in the winter. It's like, oh, I'm so glad my thing for my channel is to be wearing the beanie.
Yeah.
Not right now though.
Super chat from Charlie.
Yeah,
hey, thank you.
That has super gross right now.
Can you say hi to Nell? Hey, Nell. Hope you are watching. I love that. I feel like you ever used to listen to the radio and people would send little shout outs to each other through the radio?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that I could do that for someone.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's so many comments. Sorry, you're responding to one while I'm reading through a bunch of other ones. I've never done live streaming before.
Let's pick this comment. Oh, I just pointed to Andrew looking like a snack. So, well, thanks, guys.
Well, there you go. Not wrong.
This comment. What? Oh, it's scrolling so fast. Was the audio engineer more prepared this time? Yeah.
Rob is always prepared. Rob
great.
Rusha is the audio engineer at Uptown Recording. He's awesome. And this time we actually went in the day before and set up a bunch of instruments and checked levels so that right at the beginning of the day we can just hit the ground running. So everyone was more prepared this time, especially Rob Rusha. But he was prepared last time as well.
Yeah,
but
it was
he
the
was. Yeah, I let him know.
Surprise of like, oh, you're writing your songs today.
Yeah,
and that was fun. But
I told him we were going to do an
had a great
album in a
attitude
day.
about it.
Oh yeah, Rob Rusha is fantastic always. But so I told him we were doing an album in a day. But what he didn't know was that we didn't write it either.
Yeah.
The first time, but yeah, we had a few hours the day before to set everything up this time. So
yeah,
everyone was ready to go.
Here's a question from Mitchell. Would you recommend the course for someone who wants to write rock music rather than more electronic-based stuff?
That's a good question.
So the way that I taught a lot of the electronic parts of the course was still, hopefully with the ideas of like broader musical ideas in mind, as far as like song structure and coming up with new ideas and how to write a bass line or a melody or a drum part, fitting things together in an arrangement, mixing, mastering. So I think there are definitely some things that are like just going to apply to electronic music or to the other couple of genres that I touch on in the songs that I made for the course as demonstrations. But I do think the vast majority of it will apply if you kind of can translate between like, well, he wrote a flute synth melody, but how would you come up with a lead guitar line? Like, it's probably the same process. I think that kind of thing would be how you would get a lot out of the course.
Hi, Andrew.
Well, hi.
No problem, Scott.
Love it. Fulfilling people's dreams. Let's see. Logic is better. Okay. Oh, the DAW Wars. Rob uses Studio One.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it really could be just... I use it for just for tracking, really. And then all of the real mixing and mastering is done by someone else.
This is a great question from
Not
Jacob.
that I don't like Studio One.
Jacob
for me, it
Fonseca
could be just about
Music.
anything.
Do you think it is possible to get a good mix without studio monitors? Yes, with a caveat, which is you have to have amazing ears. Like I'm pretty sure some of the early Skrillex stuff was done with like headphones and maybe like some really cheap monitors like Rocket 5s or something. I know my friend Must Die. I don't know if you guys know Must Die, the insane dubstep producer. He whittled down. He used to like have a bit more of a studio. We were chatting a little while ago, and he's like, "I've whittled it completely down to my favorite headphones and my laptop. That's all he uses." I'm like, "You got rid of your monitors?" Yeah, he is just like such a good producer. He knows what he's hearing in his headphones. He's probably got some really nice headphones, but yeah, I think you can absolutely get great mixes without studio monitors necessarily. Even though, of course, they're probably always going to be the best tool for the job, but definitely not essential. Apparently, I wouldn't have guessed until talking to Must Die. Creed, sign up for the class. Yeah, I'm super pumped about that. Very eager for Monday. Will you be doing more for producers? Absolutely. I actually have 3 episodes of For Producers that are all like 80% done. And it's funny, like I started a whole bunch over the course of this summer.
And one of them is the loose string one that we did?
That's not even started yet. I have the sample, and I'm like, yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That'll be in
just
2020.
now.
Yeah. So Rob gave me a sample for 4 producers, and I just had already started some episodes, and I was hoping I could get to it by now, but it seems like in every episode there's this one producer, you can never tell who it will be, who just like forgets about all deadlines. So we have 3 episodes that are very nearly done. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to drop one in like 2 weeks. Another one, since we are pretty close to the end of all of these, another one hopefully the month after that, another one hopefully the month after that. But I probably should get started on the next one because it's going to take me like another 6 months to get it out.
Yeah.
So another one with the Rob guitar sample.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking. I was just tuning my guitar one day and put new strings on it, didn't tighten them up at all, and then just started messing around with this tappy pattern.
Yeah,
and it's
like, an insanely cool
this
sound.
happens to sound really cool, and I just decided to plug my guitar in and send it to you. Like, think you could use this for anything? It's weird and awesome. So that's where that came from.
Andrew, what's pushing you to constantly make music? Crashaholic. That's a good question. It's just like the most fun thing to me. Someone put it this way once, which I really like, and it's that.
What is? I'm sorry, I'm reading.
It was just a random comment here. Is like, what makes you constantly want to make music? So the thing that I think, I mean, there's so much about it. Like, it's fun to work on. It's fun to improve yourself. It's fun to connect with people through art. But something that someone once said about when they were starting to produce was that they had something in their brain and then they got to make it real, and that's such a cool feeling. Like, it almost is like sometimes if I like draw something, I get a bit of that same feeling, and for whatever reason music is the thing for me that is the most special in that way. So I think it's just like such an addicting feeling.
Christopher. I think Christopher's
is this the next one? Yeah,
Christopher, I know you from Patreon. Hey. And that's the first sentence that he mentions. Yeah, hey man. Thanks for being a patron. I know that sounds like a broken record from YouTubers saying this a lot, but we really appreciate our patrons for sure. They take so much. Having that just initial support on videos takes so much stress off of planning them and budgeting them. So just throwing that out there.
We got a question. Wait. He has a question about. I'm just gonna get to this because we scrolled past it.
Oh, sorry.
Question from Hayden about OP1. Lesser known tips. There is a way. I look into the modulation that you could do. You can for me anyway. It took me a while to find it. Assigning different things to different parameters, especially the I think they call it like the G force, like being able to lift the OP1 and have the like it's got a gyroscope or something that controls a parameter. That's a really fun thing to do, especially in performance. But Chris's question was about any YouTube musicians you'd love to collab with that you haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm super jealous that you got to work with Scary Pockets.
Yeah, that was cool.
Love those guys.
Right now, the first 3 that come to mind are the Brian Wampler, Josh from JHS, Robert Keeley. All 3 of them, they're guitar pedal manufacturers, and I worked with them on building the world's largest pedal board, and I would love to do a video with all 3 of them. That's the first that came to mind.
I'm struggling. I mean, Scary Pockets came to mind for me first. I really love Keena Granis's voice. Jacob Collier, if you would consider him a YouTuber. And actually Adam Neely, he's awesome, and like we've hung out a bunch but just never made something work. And Mary Spender.
Yeah,
I could just go on and on. So
She's awesome.
There's so many great musicians that I haven't collaborated with. Making me realize. I wanted to address a question I saw here.
Guitar pedal with all 3 of them.
Yes.
I don't think. Yeah.
That would be dope. I saw a really good question and now I totally can't remember what it was. So I'll just answer. There's a super chat here from Mitchell. Would you make a tutorial on a video like 99 Balloons? I'm not sure if you mean like the balloons themselves or like the video editing part of it. I don't know, maybe one day. It's definitely lower on my priority list to do like video tutorials about video rather than tutorials about music.
I've found that if I do something about the video side, my audience really isn't that interested in it. Like I did at one point in
I could
tandem,
stream about it. I've been streaming on Twitch a bit, and that would be a thing for Twitch, I think. Just like if I'm editing one day or...
Yeah, you could if you want to.
You're interested in that kind of thing, but I think
not really. In my case, I think I wouldn't be able to concentrate on what I'm working on if I'm also streaming it.
Yeah. I saw a question, and I'm sorry I can't find it now, but it was about music theory, so I really want to answer it. About if the minor scale triads are just the opposite of the major scale triads, and what it is actually the minor scale starts on the 6th degree of the major scale. So if you just follow what the pattern is of those triads, it's like shifted over by 2. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But, for example, C major, C, D, E, F, G, A. A is the 6th degree of C. And so the scale that starts on A using the exact same notes, all the white keys in that case, those triads, which are identical to C major, but just starting on the A one, is the minor scale triad group. It's so hard to explain music theory in a fast,
a quick live stream
way, but I hope that at least gives you the direction to look into as you're interested in finding that out. All hail Collier, yeah. I mean, he's from another planet.
Shout out to the Seven Nation Army double guitar cover. Mary Spender killed it.
Yeah.
Mary Spender's super talented.
She's so good.
She's awesome.
Question from Tyler. Andrew, are you going to be listening to any of the classmate projects and providing guidance and critique, or is it more autonomous learning? It's both. There's definitely more students than it is possible for me to get to everybody's projects, but I really want to try and go through as many as I can and leave comments, leave video responses. That's huge for me to be able to contribute in that way. But also, we're hoping that in the classes that you're in, that you'll be able to learn from looking at other students' projects in the group of about 20 students that you'll be with, and that also you'll be able to provide perspectives to each other about what's working. Yeah, I'll be in there as much as I possibly can over the course of 30 days, which is another reason why we made it a time-limited course rather than some completely ongoing all-the-time thing. Favorite cheap synthesizer you could recommend as a Christmas present? The Korg Volca line is pretty fun. We were playing with that yesterday in the studio on a thing that didn't make it onto the album.
We tried. Well, it might. Because we haven't done the mix. We haven't finished the mixing and mastering on the album yet, so we might throw it in somewhere.
Yeah. And then also, I don't if it fits in your budget. This is more. I don't know if it's like $250, $300, but the Arturia Micro Brute is super good for its size and price, and it's great.
Someone says I look so bored. Yeah, I'm just reading through. There's so many comments going through, so I'm just reading.
We just want to try and answer as many of these as we can. Question from a bunny VTuber. Looking forward to the class. Yay! Have any pre-DAW rituals like getting into the creative mindset? Not anything specific, I don't think, to like opening up my DAW, but definitely every morning I have my rituals, and one of the first things I end up doing is making music. So I don't know, maybe that all leads up to it, but either a good cup of coffee or tea. I just need like some kind of warm drink in the morning. Try to meditate, usually fail. And that's probably it. Just getting pumped to make music all the time.
Thoughts on Tyler, the Creator, Igor? I've only listened to that album once.
Yeah.
But the previous one, Scum Blank Flower Boy, I love.
Yeah.
I love that album. I listened through it like 30,
Igor's my favorite Tyler album.
Really?
I'll say that.
More than Flower Boy?
Yeah. I mean, sonically, so I listen a lot more for sonics than for lyrics. Mm-hmm. So, take that for what it is. I just love the grit of it, the energy of it. Though I will say there are certain older Tyler songs that, like, as singles, maybe I would say are like, I would put them on more individually. Like, what's the music video where he eats the cockroach? Like, that is just a banger.
That was the first time I ever saw
like
Tyler
that's just
Creator.
Such a classic. But I would say, like, the rest of Igor as an album is much stronger than.
I'm a walking paradox.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
something Triceratops.
I love Flower Boy. I love that album.
Rob, we've got your biggest fan in the chat.
Michael Wells. Hey, Michael Wells. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's just like a happy Rob message.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Thank you.
We always appreciate the support.
Is that an 8-string in your photo?
Oh, is that? Let me just.
I think it is. I think that's a Schecter Omen 8.
That's amazing. You should go on a game show.
Well, I mean,
you should go on a game show where you look at tiny pictures of guitars and try. Oh, actually, is this in frame right now?
What?
Behind us, your
the miniature ones. Yeah, kind of cool, right? So there's I wish I knew offhand who it was, but there's an Instagram page where he makes miniature guitars, and he does a lot of signature models,
you're
and then
them. But they are so
tiny.
Pretty
cool. And so it's an Instagram. Yeah, I am blocking them, but there's an Instagram page, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but he makes miniature guitars and makes signature models, and then sends those to the artists, and he sent me those, and he sent me 2 of them, and then when the 7-string came out, at least one of them I paid to have it because I needed the full set.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. Did we miss any of
great
those?
up close.
Yeah, they're super detailed. They're awesome.
But yeah, no, we should just get to.
Okay, no, we got to that one.
Any other questions? Can you tell us about the producers that are in your up and coming 4 producers? One sample. Okay, I'll tell you about the next one just because it's like coming soon enough. I can fully guarantee it. We have the assets from everybody who's involved. So it's KK the producer, who has a great YouTube channel. Grant Stinnett, who's a friend of mine, and he creates all kinds of really, really intricate, crazy stuff. And probably most exciting, most well-known, we have In Love with a Ghost on the next episode. And everybody brought their A game this episode. It was really, really wild listening to everybody's work because it wasn't there's not a loop in sight. Everyone was really constructing all this crazy stuff. It's mind-blowing. So anyway, big episodes coming up.
Yes, it is. Oh, right on. I knew it. It was a Schecter Omen
8-string.
That was my first 8-string.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it downstairs. It's the white one on the wall.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I really like it. That's
right.
what I got that. Now I use the signature model, of course, because it's that everything I would want added to that and a little bit more.
I have a question. I have the same question as Prion. What's the decision behind making the 7-string black as opposed to natural?
So actually, when we were designing the 8-string, we got down to 2 designs. The way it came out with the natural wood, and then with the matte black finish. And I loved both. And I decided ultimately to go with the natural wood finish because I wanted it to be clear that this isn't just a metal machine. This 8-string isn't just for playing metal. And I felt like the matte black might end up putting it in a similar category of other metal machine extended range guitars. And so when we wanted to go ahead and do a 7-string, we decided let's lean into that, put a whammy bar on it, and do the matte black finish. And right now we know the 7-string is going to be matte black, but we might do a run of both the 8-string and the 6-string that are also in matte black because it looks awesome. It's
I love the color.
Really cool. So that was essentially it. Is that it was kind of an opportunity to do design number 2 that we also really, really loved, but had to pick between one or the other.
I want to answer this question from Batto is Auto. Hey Andrew, will your course be a good starting point for somebody who's never had the opportunity to learn music in the past but wants to get into production? I would say that there's going to be certain parts of it that will be a lot to take in if you're brand new to making music, but we did design it with the beginner scenario in mind. So there's extra lessons that specifically will get you up to speed if it's the first time you've ever heard of music software or music theory. And then you can get into all the lessons, the kind of main lessons of the course. I think some of it would just be too much to fully grasp onto within the 30-day time period. But I will say it is the kind of course that I would have loved to have earlier on in my life, because being able to watch someone who's done so much of it do their whole process, I think will just like set you up to have a sense of like what will come. Like, so for example,
also to learn specifically from you would be pretty cool.
Sure.
I think.
But like, so something that happened when I was in high school is like, I'm trying to learn about recording and I'm making all these songs and whatever, and I'm like doing my thing and I feel like I've finished a whole bunch of stuff that I really like, and then suddenly I learn completely randomly, just by a chance, because my English teacher one year was really into music, and he taught me that there's such a thing as mastering, and I'm like, what is mastering?
I remember.
So like now I'm like, is this something that I can have to learn to do or pay someone else to do? And like, so what I'm trying to say is, I would say this course is something where you can, even as a beginner, if some things are more than you can fully apply right away, you at least get a full picture of what music creation is like.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sorry, people are pointing out that I look bored because I'm reading. I continue to be reading all the chats.
Have either of you heard "Worlds Apart" by Seven Lions? I haven't. I'm not sure, because I've definitely heard Seven Lions, but not like I haven't like gotten into them. I think they sound great though, but yeah, I'm not familiar with not on either. A song title level basis with a lot of artists.
Song title level.
Sad as it is these days when there's so much good music out there.
Also, can I have some of your pedal board, Rob?
Oh, yo!
Thank you.
You actually can through my giveaway. Yeah,
you're right. You can.
I'm doing a giveaway right now. There's a link for my giveaway at the top of the description of my most recent YouTube video. I'm giving away 4 of the pedals from Rob's video because he gave them to me, and then I was like, I don't need this many pedals.
And I've on my side, all the pedals we were going to give away, we've already given away.
Yeah, so you can enter a giveaway right now and maybe win a pedal in a month. Spencer Hayden, have you thought of doing a 4 Producers 1 sample video with students from the chorus? That might be cool. Yeah, as long as you promise to be punctual. Strumming Bird, would you say that genres are just guidelines? Yeah, that's basically how I think about them. Yeah, I think it's like we figured out that this combination of musical stuff works really great, and whole industries can blossom around that, but I don't know, it doesn't ever feel like to me that it's anything more than either a handy
as opposed
category
to like strict rules
or branding. Yeah. So like Old Town Road, I hate that it's coming up more than even one time in this stream, but like Old Town Road got booted off the country charts for not being country enough. It's kind of like, well, how do you let a genre grow and change, as they all eventually do?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Someone in charge was like, it's not country enough to be on the country charts. But yeah, for me, I feel like, genres are just constructs, and they're helpful when they're helpful, and then they're really not when they're not.
It's the 2nd of October. When does the new album come out? On the 26th.
October 26th.
So October 1st is just the day that we make the album.
We have to do it that day because every other day we're not a
that's
band.
The only day that 1st of October exists.
Radical Larry, I love that name. One of the hardest things I've encountered when making an album is making it sound coherent. Even just deciding which genre I want to make fluctuates constantly. Any tips?
Well, thank you, Radical Larry.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Our strategy for yesterday is just do whatever.
And so we're both in this multi-genre world where Rob will release super beautiful, picky, ambient acoustic stuff, and then a metal album. And I'm all over the place. And actually, my most recent album, Alabaster, was kind of an experiment with form, because I was like, I have all these tracks I want to release. I was thinking maybe they could be individual EPs, but that would just be way more of a mess. So I was like, you know what? It's all coming from me. It's coming from roughly the same time period. I'm gonna try and make a track list that flows in a interesting and hopefully smooth most of the way. But
maybe you could find it, like, if you naturally are doing a lot of different genres, maybe you could find something else that could make it coherent. Like maybe all the songs are about a similar topic.
Yeah,
and that might be one way to do it.
Yeah, or maybe there's one particular instrument that kind of threads through everything. like for me, I would say there's kind of two options, which is either like just go, everything goes, like do whatever that me and Rob are kind of doing, or I guess
but not really with albums though.
We do kind of group
with the
things.
one we did yesterday.
Yeah,
but that's kind of an extreme example because we're making it one day. But
we group things in a way. But I would also say the artists who really kind of have the most success as artists just make a call about what their sound is going to be, at least for a period of time. For an album,
yeah.
So it depends on if your priorities are more about like exactly what you want to create or express, or what's going to be easier to brand and market. That's the real answer.
Yeah, it's tough. And with a lot of these questions too, like we would need to know a lot more information.
Yeah, but I hope that's helpful. Michael Wells is about to buy your signature H string. So
right on, thank you, Michael.
Yeah, he is your biggest fan.
If you do get it, I think you would love it. I mean, I'm in love with the guitar, and I know it's mine. So like, and I designed it, so hopefully I am, But yeah, especially like I started with the Schecter Omen 8 as my first H string, and then after using that and quite a few others, designed this new one. Well, I guess it's been out for like 3 or 4 years now or something, the H string, but it's lovely. It's awesome.
Question from James. What if I change my mind about the course after the sign-up period, but haven't gotten it? If there's a way that you can still get in. I do plan to run the course a few times a year. The next one, it won't be until 2020. I'm hoping for winter 2020. Haven't made decisions on that, but definitely doing the course multiple times a year. And we're just going to try and make it happen. We're going to try and keep improving it. And like we said earlier, if you've signed up at any point, you'll also be able to access those improvements when they happen.
I think there's one more down here that we missed. Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. Scott, who's the girl in the Good Run video? That is my friend Izzy, where we were just making this music video while I was traveling in Australia, and my brother-in-law was kind of like taking the reins on putting it together, casting, and yeah, that's Izzy.
Favorite small artists? Any recommendations? I mean, there's a bajillion. My favorite artist right now, I don't know if you consider him. Giraffage is awesome. Would you consider him
Giraffage? So you know what's so funny?
Giraffage.
Rob puts on Giraffage like every other time he's in a car.
Yeah,
I've heard those tunes so many times with him. And then Giraffage DM'd me yesterday, and while I was doing 1st of October with Rob. It was so funny. So
Tell him I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. I think he messaged me back. He was like, "Say hi."
Did he? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I mean, you guys should just hang out.
Do you happen to know what is his real name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten there yet, but he told me he's from Austin.
I mean, I knew that at some point. But hey, Giraffage, I don't think he's watching, but I'm a big fan. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and think of one small artist I can recommend. Who's a small... Oh, you know what? This is going to be future... I'm going to give you guys two future guests on Four Producers, Killaman's Ego and Chuck Sutton. They're making some stuff that is blowing my mind, and I think they have like less than 5,000 followers. I'm just going to write them in the chat so you have the spelling there. Chuck Sutton, Killaman's Ego. These are just two producers that I've gotten to know this year, and they're like great humans, but also so talented and doing such interesting original stuff. So shout out to them. We have a question from
one more.
the Murder Podcast.
Whoa.
Dang. Is that a Schecter 8-string in there?
No, that's just text, Andrew.
Okay, I shouldn't go on that game show. Any advice you can give to a musician that can't seem to finish anything? That's a huge question. Always have new ideas for songs, but I really struggle with fleshing them out.
You just have to give yourself a deadline and stick to it.
Yeah.
And I know it's really, really hard. And feels counterintuitive as a creative person, because you're like, I really care about this thing. I need to put all this time into it, make it perfect. But then the reality of that is that it just doesn't ever get made or come out. So you just need to set a deadline, and you just have to stick to it. And it might think like, well, I don't have enough time, so I have to delay it. But you do just yeah.
And the thing that I would add to that is that the creative part of starting a song is actually quite different from the creative part of finishing. a song. Where
I think we really learned that too, especially yesterday.
It actually is much easier to come up with new ideas, which is why I think people, it's so common to fall into this where you have a lot of stuff that you started and you can't finish it. And I think one of the main things that I learned was that you have to just decide to finish something. And it's like, okay, I could, jam out something new. I could kind of play around. I could kind of tinker. But if you make an end goal that's like, this is going to be done, that's when you start, your mindset shifts and you start making decisions about what needs to happen to get it finished. But I also go into way more detail about this in the course. Question from Will Hook. That's a cool name.
It sure is.
Whoa. Hey Andrew and Rob, I'm a student in your course. Woo!
Sweet. Well, not that I'm not.
But you can be happy for me.
I am happy
and
for
happy
you.
for Will.
I am happy for you and I'm happy for Will.
I wanted to know how time critical the course is. I live in Australia. Oh, yeah. It is not time critical at all in that sense. You can be in any time zone. All the lessons are pre-recorded. The only thing is we would recommend you finish certain projects by certain times just so that you're pushing yourself at a pace that we feel like is good for kind of accelerated growth and also so that you have the best chance of getting feedback on your work. But other than that, fully take the class at your own pace, We were saying it's probably going to be at 3 to 4 hours a week of watching videos and then 4 to 6 hours a week of making music. We have so many. Oh, where is that?
Scroll up.
Do you have it?
Looks like we missed his super chat.
Here, just read it right here.
What is that?
Sorry for missing this. Okay.
Is that a question?
Sorry, what
for
was
you?
your name?
Thomas Austin.
Thomas Austin, 13 turning 14. Already have a lot of knowledge, wondering if you should take the course. I would say, take the course if you feel that there's room for you to grow as far as where you're at with your song creation. So, if you feel like what you're making is like to the best of your ability, you're super happy with it all, you're finishing your songs, that's really what the course is about. I would hope that I have something to offer to someone who's 13, 14, but maybe you're like just crushing it. I don't know. But that's what I would say. It's really about building a full skill set of tools geared towards starting and finishing songs that you love.
Strumming Bird again.
Yeah.
Super cool name.
If you were just a musician, if you were a musician just starting out, would you focus more on gigging around town or practicing music and releasing to a growing audience online?
I mean,
we were just talking about this today, and it was so unanimously never gig again.
And definitely, definitely in our, but
for us.
Definitely. And I think if you're trying to grow an audience, that's a far more efficient way to do it. But if your goals are to become the best live performer you can, and that's if the career path that you want is to be entirely about live performance, then gigging around would certainly help that. But I mean, obviously ours is particularly going to be skewed into growing an audience online, but also I think by far the most efficient way to do so. Gigging around town is it's going to be really, really tough to grow an audience.
Yeah, and I'll say that I don't think it's just because of the world that we're in. I've seen so many more musicians in this day and age take off due to the internet than due to any kind of live appearances.
By far.
We have a question from Vidal PC. What's your piano emoji? What's your stance on progressive rock blended with electro? Have I heard that ever before? Sounds fun. I would like to explore that in the class. Imagine a mix between King Crimson and Infected Mushroom. Yeah, both of those are dope. You put two dope things together, you get a doper thing. Chocolate peanut butter, Reese, Rob Scallon, Andrew Huang, 1st of October. It's proven science. If that's what you want to explore in the class, I feel like, that's what you got to go for. And definitely the stuff that I'm covering would fully apply to that. I'm just trying to like imagine this sound now. There's so many ways you could blend because they're already such like dense genres, I guess, for lack of a better word. Would be cool. Oh man, this
did we miss any?
Is
well. There's at least one more
wild.
new one.
There's two.
Oh,
hello. How are you doing? What's
good.
Up? It's M4730.
Thanks. It's M4730.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
And I'm doing good. How are you? Wait,
I'm also doing good. Yeah.
Jace, can you say the course will provide enough skill needed to make money as a producer? And also you're going to post your progress on your channel. That's dope. Well, y'all, go check out Jace's channel if you're interested in seeing what unfolds on his musical journey in this month. But will the course provide enough skill to make money as a producer? I think that's too big of a question to really be able to say for sure. I mean, I'm trying to showcase my whole creative process to kind of build you up at whatever level that you're at. And the ways that you can make money as a producer are incredibly varied, like maybe more than you might think. Because you can do beats for artists, you can be an artist yourself who produces yourself. The thing that I've done the most as far as making money as a music producer, I guess other than vlogging about music production, which is a new avenue, is commercial music production, which is something that I just very slowly got into by doing kind of like small commissions for people I knew and then starting to get that online and then having a body of work that people would then find and reach out to me for work. But yeah, I can't say, I mean, my course will give you skills. I think it's up to you to find the ways to kind of provide value to other people to monetize that. But yeah, definitely a lot of skills being taught. We got a few more. Jerome, have you seen the Akai 4? Still being updated, but as it stands, I don't know if anyone who's using it over the push. Yeah, I haven't seen too much about it. I'm not sure if I feel great about like all the DAW in a hardware box attempts that have been made so far. Like I just feel like hardware is great at so many things, and editing and structuring isn't one of them so far. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried the Force, but yeah, I haven't seen too much about it. Damjo, in part three of the course, it's about vocals and live instruments, but I can't sing, so what do people who can't sing do that?
My take is to sing anyway.
Yeah, which is what I'd say is like, take it as an opportunity to try new things and push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're just like really staunchly against it, there's definitely still plenty of things in that part of the course that it can apply to you, and maybe you could take it as an opportunity to collaborate with a vocalist, or even just like singing something and kind of like resampling it and turning those recordings into something, which is a skill that you would have learned in part 2 of the course. So I think, yeah, there's ways around it if it's just like you really aren't feeling that as part of your musical expression. You know, we didn't make this course to like force people to do things a certain way. We just wanted to show the broadest possible range of all the approaches that I take so that you can develop your own skills. The super fast scrolling here. The Squire. Hey, Rob and Andrew. Love your videos.
Thank you.
For Rob, I live in Chicago and love the videos you've done about instruments around the city. Have you seen the organ in Second Presbyterian Church?
Isn't that the one that we did the video on?
Is it like the...
Oh, wait, no. That was the First Presbyterian Church.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess no. Unless it is... I don't know how many Presbyterian churches there are.
With gigantic organs?
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, were we in First Presbyterian?
Maybe yes, maybe...
Sorry, John. John Shear is the pipe organ player there. I haven't seen it, no.
Possible future video topic.
Yeah, I think I was in First Presbyterian, so no, I didn't see the other organ. I think it'd be cool to go. It'd be really cool to see it. I learned so much in just filming that video. I knew that pipe organs were impressive and really cool. I had no idea they were that impressive and that cool. Though we probably won't be doing another video on a different pipe organ, but we do have plans to go back to First Presbyterian put MIDI into the pipe organ.
Ooh,
yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Play a lot of low notes. Really make use of the big pipes. We got a question, it's a question. The balalaika metal slaps.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great video on Rob's channel.
How much time do you all spend exploring your instruments versus creating new songs? For me, those are just kind of intertwined. If I have a new instrument, as I'm learning the new instrument, I'm also writing a song on it. So, like if I have, like with the balalaika, for example, it has a few things about it that are pretty unique. One being that it has nylon strings and a steel string on it. And so I'll pick it up, and in learning how to use those two different sounds together, I will write something around it. And so yeah, in so many words, exploring the instrument, learning about it, and creating a song are intertwined. I'm creating a song to learn about the instrument, and learning about the instrument by creating a song.
Yeah, me too. I think that I kind of always want to be making a song, so if I'm washing the dishes, I'm thinking about making a song. If I've got an instrument in my hands, I'm definitely thinking about making a song. I think there's always just that part of me that's like, whatever I'm playing, whatever I'm doing, unless I'm just like sitting there strumming a cover, it's like, oh, what could I turn this into? So that's where I'm at with it.
And they also had it if you had a portable electric carillon.
Oh. I don't know.
If there were a portable electric carillon,
which pedal would you?
Which I'm not sure. The lowest one?
Yeah, the lowest one.
yeah.
Shout out to Alan for the super chat there without a question. Yeah. Thank you. There's someone here. Alan, what's up? No Monopoly, man. I don't know what PHP is. I guess that's Philippines currency, maybe? That would be my random guess. Got a course question?
What equipment do you recommend?
Equipment recommended for the course. Yeah, super important question. So you can take the course if you only have a computer with a DAW. We recommend, if possible, to have a MIDI controller, and like cheap MIDI controllers do wonders. Like they need to do such a basic job that you don't need to like splurge on a MIDI controller. So that would be the next thing to add to the list if you can. And then audio interface and microphone will be helpful in part 3. But you can also just use something like your phone to record audio and send those files to your DAW. That's totally cool too. So bare essentials, laptop, and DAW, and you can still get a lot out of the course. And we also recommend music software if you don't have music software that's free, and including stuff where you can use the computer keyboards as MIDI control. So, yeah, that's that.
Someone asked if I have any solo guitar stuff in the works. Thanks. I want to say yeah, but actually it's that I have solo guitar songs that I want to add drums to, which would make them not solo guitar songs. So yes and no. I have a few songs that I'm working on with Jessica Bordeaux.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if they ever come out. There's a lot more songs that
just think of them as solo guitar songs and solo drum songs that you play at the same time.
Exactly.
It's real experimental.
Yes. Right now they're solo guitar songs, but when they're finished, they wouldn't be. But they're just a guitar and drums. I'm working on a few tunes.
Yeah. Here's a question from CF166. Would this class help me with Logic, or are most of the features Ableton only? There are very few things I cover that are Ableton only. I do cover everything in Ableton, but I'm trying to just go over what the principles are so that you can apply them in whatever DAW you're using. So, it might be like, I'm going to automate something. You might have to look in a different spot in your DAW to find automation. But, mixing, mastering, reverb, like whatever I might be covering, I'm trying to show it in a way that it would apply across all DAWs.
Someone said, nice hat. Thank you.
Yeah.
A Cubs hat.
Did we already tell the story behind that hat on this stream?
I don't.
Because it's
definitely
so
not.
cool.
Well, I think we talked about it before. Yeah. So this is the Chicago Cubs, and I got to throw out the first pitch at a game recently, which was super, super, super cool. It's pretty awesome.
Why aren't any Toronto sports teams hitting me up to do sports with them? This is my question.
I hit them up. I just heard from them kind of out of the blue.
Oh, they reached out to you?
Through Jessica, actually.
That's even
Jessica
more
Bordeaux.
baller. My gosh.
And so, I got to throw the first pitch and film the video with Gary Pressey, who's the organist at Wrigley Field, which was really cool. And he just retired, actually. Just announced his retirement. So this was his last season.
Yeah.
So.
That's wild.
Yeah. But it was amazing experience, yeah.
Oh. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock, so we're going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us today. This is super fun. Rob Scallon, best guitar player on the internet. Go check out his YouTube channel. It's linked in the description. There's also more info about the course in the description, or you can go to learnmonthly.com/Andrew. But yeah, I mean, we could take like a couple more questions in the last few minutes, and then we're gonna like go play video games.
Yeah, and sleep. See, after yesterday.
Recover from the 1st of October. Coming out on October 26th.
So looking forward to putting that out.
Featuring songs such as Ravioli.
Well, if that's going to be... Have we decided that is going to be the song name? I guess what else would it be, right?
Ravioli. Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, it could be maybe a line from
Big
the
Ravioli.
Song, Big Ravioli. It could
Rage
be one
Against
of those,
Big Ravioli.
Rage Against Big Ravioli. Ravioli. Other songs. Any tips for writing lyrics? I do have a lyric writing trick video on my channel from a while back. I obviously talk lots about writing lyrics in the course. Lyrics are like, you got to think about them.
There's a cat over
here. Lyrics are like a story that has to connect to a lot of people and that also isn't very specific. And I think that's, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Well, it depends. Yeah. Depends on what you're trying to do.
And people can connect to specific things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel like it's a balance that has to be struck there. Because when you try to be so general and just like make stuff that sounds like lyrics, but it's not about a real specific thing, then you kind of lose people. But tips for writing lyrics. But definitely, as a quick answer, since we're wrapping up, look for a channel that's like lyric writing. Actually, if you just put lyric probably in the search on my YouTube channel, you'll find it. I have one like weird technique for just kind of jump starting lyric ideas. Alan, thank you.
Thank you.
Trying to keep up with some of these scrolling things.
Jim, yes, I will
Jim
be
loves
making
you so
more.
much.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I'm putting out Anchor again with Jessica Bordeaux, just adding drums and doing a new performance with it, which I'm excited about. And I have a few other similar songs that I'm working on, also with Jessica. Though who knows if they'll come out.
And any new songs like yours? Yours was originally supposed to go on an album of that type of material. So whenever I have time to finish that up, I would love to put it out because I love that kind of 80s inspired pop sound. Matt, hello from Rhode Island. What are some weird song title inspiration for you guys?
Oh, I actually have a funny, I don't know if this is inspiration or not, but I had a song I wanted to put out called Time Spent Wandering. Oh. And then I uploaded, this was quite a while ago, and then I uploaded it to YouTube. And due to a typo, it was Time Spent Wondering. And then I just kept it.
I keep a list, just a running list going. Let me open up my list right now. And you can. So this is just I write down things that seem like they could be interesting song lyrics or song titles, and this actually comes in handy a lot of the time. Just trying to find it in my Evernote, but search all notes. There we go. Andrew, learn technology. So this is usually like if I hear something weird on the news. Or in a conversation I have with a friend, they say something really interesting or funny or just a strange phrase. I jot it down. So let's just read a bunch of these. And there will be less slime buildup. Color Master.
Evil Sword.
Seahorse. I love Evil Sword. Oof. Wispy Flip. Golden Tusks. Belong Together.
Polite Noodle. That's a good one.
Starquake, Let Your Guard Down. Why Can't It Last Forever? Welcome to Muscles.
I like Welcome to Muscles.
Hex Cashed. Yeah, so I was like walking down the street and I saw one of those like checks cashed, money loaning signs, and but the C was covered up by a lamppost or something. And I was like, oh, Hex Cashed. Maybe that's the song. So yeah, there's a bunch of weird song titles for you, Matt. Yeah. Mindful breath. Can kids take your class? I would say like maybe a certain age of kid. So the thing that I've been thinking is that what's important is being able to being comfortable getting around a DAW music software. You know, I was doing that around 8 years old. But probably a lot of what I would be covering would be like too advanced for someone that age. So yeah, I think it would depend on like how serious is this kid about doing music in terms of writing, recording, producing. How comfortable are they on a computer and you know, probably using a bunch of music software, and yeah, if it seems to fit the budget for that. Was your question?
Someone asked if you can make music using just a cat.
Oh, have I done that before?
Yeah, I think you probably have.
I think I've sampled them now at least. But... Even
on YouTube long enough to where you made music with a cat.
And not remember if I did it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good question. Mr. Bill Banger when? Yeah, so Mr. Bill stayed at my place in August. We made a bunch of cool stuff together. The first thing that's going to come out is this just crazy dubstep track where we basically were trying to outdo each other in how stupid of a drop we could make. And then we were like, actually, this is pretty good. Let's turn it into a real tune. So hopefully within a month, that's coming up along with the video documenting how that came together.
Cool.
What's a good final question to end on?
Apples or bananas?
I'm going bananas all the way. That's why we're friends.
Well, after that hot take.
We'll leave you with all that controversy. Thanks so much for joining. It's been super fun. Sorry we couldn't get to every question, but I hope we covered the important stuff. Rob's just like moving the thing. Gotta be ready to end the show. It's true. It's so awkward when you're like, all right, thanks for being here. It's like the start of every
everyone
clip.
Is this on? Or every live stream. Is this on? Are we recording right now?
Okay, so here we go. We're getting out of here. Bye.
Sorry, I really hit it there.
It says, "Are you sure you want to end your stream?" We got to click again.
Really? Oh man.